We're focusing on the horrific cases of sexual assault, of rape coming in from Manipur. On the same day when two tribal women were stripped, paraded naked and allegedly gang raped by a mob, two other young women from the state's Kangpokpi district were brutally raped and murdered. The victims, aged 21 and 24, were working at a car wash in the Konong Mamang area of the Imphal East district, which is around 40 kilometers away from the site of the other incident, in which the video had gone viral. Now, these two women were targeted by a mob on the 4th of May, the same day of the previous incident, the same day when the ethnic violence in the state was at its peak. Their clothes were torn, their hair chopped off, and their bodies were covered in blood when they were found. Police sources have said that till now, no arrests have been made in this case.
After, go for safety first. The grammar said like it.
This is an absolutely shocking case. Remember, there are several such cases that women activists and locals there in Manipur say that several other rape cases have happened there, but they don't come up because there's an internet ban in the state. Neeta Sharma joining us for more details on this. And Neeta, this is an absolutely shocking case. As per the details that you've reported on, the victims were dragged into a room, the lights were switched off, and they were gagged with clothes to prevent them from screaming. Their clothes were torn, hair chopped off. Tell us what action has been taken on this till now. In the previous incident, there have been 6 arrests made, but in this incident, even after 2 months, there have been no arrests.
See, Manipur police, as far as Manipur police is concerned, they have been saying that they have been on the job, but due to lack of men on ground, that is Manipur police, because most of the policemen have fled their police station, so there is a resource crunch. But they are still going ahead regarding that the first video which appeared in which the rape took place on the 4th of May. They said the 6 people have been arrested, which includes 1 juvenile also, and all of them have been remanded to police custody. They have been saying that they have been dispelling all kinds of rumors, because you know when these rumors start picking up, they escalate and they then acquire a shape of a mob violence. So they have also been doing that. But now since these cases are now coming up, because as you were mentioning, there is an internet ban there. So most of these cases were behind, even if they were registered, people did not know about it, but now people are coming to know about it. However, the security forces on ground say that they have now been trying to keep a situation calm in Manipur. But obviously, there are going to be more such cases. The Chief Minister himself only has said that many such women have been camping in relief camps in various districts in Manipur. Out of the 16 districts in Manipur, 8 are still affected of violence. Isolated incidents of violence do take place here. But security forces claim that they are doing their best to calm the situation down, so that, the focus should be now, after relief and rehabilitation, now the focus should be on the probe, because more than 6,000 FIRs have been registered, which includes, of cases of arson, cases of murder, cases of rape. So the focus should now be to carry on probes on those registered FIRs.
Right, Neeta. Thanks very much for joining us. And as you've rightly mentioned, that the focus now needs to be on the probe on arresting those who've been behind these horrific crimes. And this, as more stories of unimaginable horror are emerging from Manipur. In the Kakching district's Sero village, the 80-year-old wife of a freedom fighter was locked inside her house and set on fire by an armed group, according to a case that has been filed there. Her husband, S. Churachan Singh, who died at the age of 80, was a freedom fighter who was honored by former President APJ Abdul Kalam. The incident took place on the 28th of May, when places like Siro saw massive violence and exchange of gunfire. Here's a ground report by my colleague Saurabh Gupta.
As we arrive in Sugnu market, the impact of the more than 2 months of ethnic conflict in Manipur is clearly visible. The Sugnu market resembles a ghost town. The people who did business here have fled. The people who lived here have fled in fear. And the silence of this place tells the story.
For the first time since they fled their village, coming home to what's left of their home after nearly 2 months. 22-year-old Premakanta is lucky to be alive as he returns after fleeing his village nearly 2 months ago. A bullet scraped his arm and thighs as he tried to save his 80-year-old grandmother Ibetombi, the wife of freedom fighter S. Churachand Singh. But it was too late as they returned amidst the firing. She had been burnt alive. The family says they fled as they came under attack. The 80-year-old Ibetombi ordered them to run and come back for her later. Those were her last words. Ibetombi had no escape as bullets flew all around her. Her limited mobility did not allow an escape. Amongst the possessions the family recovered today was a prized possession she had held on to, a photograph of her late freedom fighter husband with President APJ Abdul Kalam.
Almost all the family and the people here are running for safety in the other place. She's his daughter-in-law. The grandma said that you should come after, go for safety first. The grandma said like that.
You come and save me later.
So to save me later. That's why they also go for the safety place in their nearby some safety place. We also there. After I hearing that my grandma is here, we two come.
You are her grandson.
My grandson, main grandson. I come for her to rescue my grandma. Then they almost attack us from there. This is nearby this
That hill.
It's almost 50 or 100 meter.
Can you ever think of coming back here and living here again?
It's depend upon the government. If they can guard us properly, then we can stay here.
Pung ani ga minute tara ta ba swai sida khoi se siele ki da na ma su chatlo noi hana chatlo ai lo bula o na hai bisida khoi di emile gi um sida chele ba ki da na mo no mai ka pe hen malak pa sida adagi ma amuk lo na ba angang sing sida khoi na hai ba matam da pung manga makai taruk swai ta ba matam sida angang sing chat pa ne ba adu de yum je tum na mai sa ame hai ba angang sing na lo ba chat ka na.
Meanwhile, in these areas, security forces are on alert for any confrontation between the two warring communities. Movement is restricted as villagers protect themselves from attacks.
For families who've lost their loved ones in this ethnic conflict, the pain and trauma of the incidents that have unfolded before their eyes is still very much alive in their minds. And therefore, even returning home can be a challenge. Returning to normalcy, returning to their village is a thought that hasn't crossed their minds. With camera person GD Shankar in Sero village in Kakching district of Manipur, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.